Krissa over at RPG Stories reached out to us and asked us to cover his new Kickstarter project. Now, probably because of this OGL debacle, I've found recently that I am more inclined to support the grassroots creators as opposed to the corporate creators. And because of that, I decided to say yes. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at his project and tell you guys my thoughts as unbiasedly as I can, though this is a sponsored review, so take that with a grain of salt. Now, I'm gonna break this review down into kind of two sections. We have the treasure hunting section as well as the RPG Stories section. RPG Stories is a VTT that's being launched on Steam. It's currently in playtesting and thus is not complete. Now, the reason I bring this up, even though this is technically a review of the treasure hunting Kickstarter, is that while the VTT RPG Stories Kickstarter is over, if you pledge enough in the treasure hunting Kickstarter, you get access to it. So I have to review it as well as part of the same Kickstarter launch. So let's start off with treasure hunting. Now, where Krissa got the idea for treasure hunting is that he was DMing and his players rolled on a random treasure table and got a treasure map. Now, he had to create a whole adventure around this treasure map because it was a hook to an adventure, and he didn't have access to that hook. It didn't give him anything to work with. It just said treasure map. So he wants everyone to have treasure maps and treasure map adventures. So if you want to add a treasure map in your own game or you roll it on a random table, you have those maps. Now, I have recently become extremely fascinated with modular systems in D&D and having modular adventures where all you have to do is drop a treasure map and they may or may not take that hook, and if they do, you have a whole adventure behind it. I really do like that setup. That is something I've been diving deep into lately. Big fan of modular, and we're hitting that here. So there's going to be 3 one-shot adventures that are each tied to a treasure map and introduce you to the world of Moonstone, which is the world that all of RPG Stories adventures are going to take place in. But the coolest part for me is that all of the assets that you're going to use in treasure hunting are going to be basically uploaded into their VTT RPG Stories, so you have access to the whole adventure in a VTT setting right off the get-go. I think that's pretty neat. Now, those are the pros. On the con side, they are untested authors. This is their first time writing adventures. So I would say that if you are going to go for this adventure, if you're going to pledge towards it, kind of take the attitude that you're helping out up-and-comers because they are untested at this point. So I cannot guarantee the quality of their writing. Unfortunately, I'd love to, but we're just not there yet. Now, if you pledge around $13 is going to get you the PDF version of treasure hunting. $25 is going to get you the PDF and a physical book. And if you pledge $43, you're going to get the PDF as well as you're going to get access to RPG Stories, the VTT early access. That's a pretty cool combination because then you can mix them together. Now let's bounce over to the RPG Stories. Krissa was nice enough to send me a key to it, so I got to go in there and experiment around with it. And it's cool. I'd say the things that stand out to me is one is it's massive. You can zoom in really, really close, 5-foot squares, but you can zoom out into a huge, massive battlefield. It's way bigger than any other VTT I've seen, which is extremely cool for cities because you can zoom into like a battle map size thing, or you can be part of a bigger city. Other cool things you can do is you can have a before and after scene. So like there's a portal that you're all hanging out at and then it explodes and you can change the scenes to where now it's exploded. I think that's pretty neat. And it seemed comprehensive. It seemed completely usable, but keep in mind, this is early access. There is a lot of work to be done. And so you're going to have to really kind of check what kind of attitude you're going in there with. If you want a completed VTT, this is not for you. If you want to be someone who can give advice ground level for your VTT to get exactly what you want, this is a better way of doing that. For example, I'd love to see better camera control. If I point my cursor at a certain location and I scroll forward, I want it to zoom in where my cursor's at. I don't want it to just zoom in where the camera's at. That's an example of an improvement that can be made. And what's really cool is it's my job to tell them that. I can click on the feedback button and let them know, hey, improve this. And there's a whole bunch of things that definitely could use improvement. So at the end of the day, what is this product for? I would say this is for a more adventurous person, a person who's willing to take a little bit more risk. I cannot say this is a riskless investment. There is a chance that you make this investment and that the stories aren't what you hoped, or that the VTT isn't built the way you would like it to be. So there is a not unsubstantial amount of risk. Now, despite that risk, there are going to be people who this is perfect for, the adventurous types, the people who want to have a part in making the product, and people who want to support a grassroots movement, somebody who isn't huge yet, but is wanting to produce cool things. So if this is an interesting project to you, I'm going to leave our sponsored link down in the description below. Feel free to click it and check it out. But honestly, guys, if this doesn't make me any money, that's okay. I think I want to be a creator that shouts out these up-and-coming creators, whether or not I make anything from it. So long as I think the project is cool and that they're backing up what they're saying with a lot of work. And I would say from what I've seen of Krissa and the work they're doing, they're putting in the time and the hours to make something cool. So I'm excited to see how it develops in the future. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your time. Hope you guys have a killer day, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Bye.